Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Signal PopCast. Today we have two special guests. One is a staff member at the Signal, and then one works at Slice. My name is Alyssa Shotwell, and I'm your producer and online editor of the Signal.
My name is Shellshear, and I am a reporter at the Signal.
And my name is Flor, Gonzalez, and I am a student associate at Slice.
Alright, and so today we have a few things we want to talk about. Number one is a movie that came out about 2 weeks ago, and that's Venom. What are y'all's guys' thoughts? What did you think going into the movie? Because there was some...
Well, going into the movie, I had very low expectations because I had heard a lot of the drama kind of surrounding its creation and the drama surrounding the trailers that were releasing and a lot of the behind-the-scenes kind of changes that were being made, from what I understand, before the film's release. So that definitely caused me to feel a little bit concerned about the movie. But ultimately, I went in with low expectations and came out with those expectations far superseded, far greater than I ever would have imagined. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie a lot, and I thought it was really solid. Obviously, it probably could have used a little bit of help in the VFX department. It was looking a little bit campy, a little bit mid-2000s Spider-Man kind of a thing, but
a little better than that.
Definitely a lot better, yeah. They definitely did Venom better than they did in Spider-Man 3. And so I can say that with certainty and comfortability, for myself at least.
What about you?
For me, this was my first experience with Venom in general, so I really didn't have any expectations going into it. Overall, like Miles said, it was a little like 2000-y, campy movie, but overall it was pretty solid.
I went in like Miles, like with the lowest of expectations, not just because of Spider-Man 3, but also because I'm not a big Venom person already. But I went in pretty low, almost non-existent expectations, and came out really liking it. If you're at all interested, I suggest watching it. Yeah. Just take into consideration, it has a lot of creative liberties, but it's fun. That's like the main thing.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and Tom Hardy portraying Eddie Brock was really, really phenomenal. I thought he did a great job playing the character and really bringing him to life and making him feel believable and relatable. Even Venom, as a character, I thought was really, really well done. And the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom was very, very pleasant to see on screen at all times.
Yeah. There was a concern about how is Spider-Man going to be in it because he's so integral to like the Spider-Man stories.
Yeah.
How are you going to do it by yourself? Can this character stand by itself? But I think the villains that they developed and the story behind what happened was solid enough that the movie could just ride on the humor and the action.
Absolutely, yeah.
So another thing that we want to talk about is our campaign, Adulting with the Signal, which promotes people being active citizens, voting, participating in civics in general. And one of the things that I want to shout out that has helped me get into the mood of the midterms is a game called This Is Not a Game, the Game. This is not a game, meaning elections are no joke. And it's hosted and made with the team of Full Frontal, which is Samantha Bee's show on TBS. One of the, I think she's the only female like late night host right now, like big one. And the game that she developed is aimed to gamify the midterms. She said at first that she wanted to pay people to vote, but that is not legal. But you can give a trivia game and then give money prizes, so it's a few steps away. Plus, if you like trivia like me, it's pretty fun. If you log in every day at 5, sometimes it's another time, but it's usually at 5 o'clock, there's 10 questions, and if you get all 10 right, then you get to split the cash prize that day. It's usually $1,000 or $2,000. Today it was $3,000. I did not win. But the 270-something people that did win split that $3,000, so everybody that won today got $4. And not to brag, but the other day, after weeks of playing, I finally won, and I won $2.35. So I'll be using that at the cafe. And it's completely free, which is cool. When you're ready to cash out, you just put in your PayPal email, and it'll be in your account in a few days. And this, I think it's going to be happening basically up until the 6th of November. So if you're free at 5 o'clock every day, or if you're not, just walk away from people like I do. Go into a quiet room and play a trivia game.
Nice. That being said, obviously, early voting does start this week and will end on November 2nd. The times and locations vary, so don't forget to log online and look up your polling location. There are a lot of different resources for that.
Something that you want to make sure you bring is your voter ID card, and 100% for sure you need to bring your driver's license or your form of identification, which all can be found online. League of Women's Voters, the Texas Tribune, the Houston Chronicle, everybody has really good voter guides. Two things not to do that people our age and older and younger like to do is not to take pictures.
Yeah, no selfies at the polling booth.
You walk outside and then you take your selfie.
Get the sticker and then take your selfie with your I voted sticker, and that's adequate.
Yes. That is why you never see pictures of the booth. Another thing is to not wear political t-shirts. No matter what team you're for, they will not allow you to vote if you're wearing I'm with him, I'm with her, I'm with dog, I don't know.
Yeah, whoever.
I'm writing in all of my options. Whatever it is, make sure you have no political party or anything that could be identified as a political party t-shirt when you go to vote. The next topic we want to talk about is the Movie League. Do you want to explain what the Movie League is?
So the Fantasy Movie League that we've been kind of participating in is more or less like a fantasy football league, but for films. And so the way it works is you kind of have your own virtual movie theater, and every weekend, just like the normal box office, you get to kind of choose which movies you want to show on the 8 screens you have at your fantasy theater. And then at the end of the weekend, they tally up the box office results from those films over the weekend. And depending on which films you had in your theater, you will earn a certain amount based on those earnings for those films. And so obviously everybody gets ranked kind of like a fantasy football league. And so it's definitely been heating up in the past few weeks with a lot of big movies coming out like Venom and other Star is Born and Halloween coming out this weekend as well. So lots of big titles definitely to kind of beef up people's cineplexes and even catch up if you haven't been playing with us. So
yeah, if you do want to play, you want to log in this Friday because it's 13 weeks and you have to participate at least 6 weeks to be able to be in the drawing for the mystery prize, which is like a little gift basket with some candy and pop culture memorabilia. And first place, for those that are super competitive, is a $25 gift card to the movie theater of your choice. So if you haven't joined yet, you probably have a really low chance of getting first place, but you honestly don't know.
Never know.
From week 1 to week 3, none of the people that were in like the top 5 were in the top 5 anymore.
Yep.
Right now, shout out to Nicholas RN, I think it is. User, some letters and numbers. He is number 1 on the league right now by about $25, $26 million. So you have the week-to-week ranking, and you have your overall ranking, and the number 1 winner is going to be chosen from, or it's going to be, is it chosen? It's going to be selected from whoever is first place at the end of the 13 weeks. We're about halfway there.
Yep. So join.
Y'all have any, is there anything that you've learned so far in the first 6 weeks?
I would definitely say bet on the underdogs if you think that they're potentially going to be winners at the box office, because I did that last week and it pulled me from 16th to 9th overall, which is pretty exciting.
What was the underdog?
Let me go back and check. I know I put a bunch of screens for The Hate U Give because I knew that was going to be good. Let me see if I can go back in time.
That actually messed me up like a week or 2 ago because I thought it released and I thought it was early release and I'm like, wow, I used all my screens on a movie that not everyone could see yet.
Yep. One of the ones I bet on last weekend was First Man that did a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah. First Man and Goosebumps 2 both did much better than I thought they would.
How have you been doing with it, Flor?
I've been doing pretty steady. When I first started off, I was like number 26, and I'm currently number 12. So
You jumped a lot.
I'm a pretty good amount. I really just go with what I like, and I usually seems to do okay. But also, like, I watch movies pretty early on, and I forget that they like keep playing after I go watch them. So that's something I had to learn while playing this. So
yeah. If you want to play, just check on our website. It tells you how to make an account. It tells you some tips outside of the ones that we have been saying, and it will show you how to get into our league. You can join, your family can join, anybody that's a reader or associated with UHCL can join. So if you're from out of state, if you want, you can tell your family from back wherever to join the game as well. And you can beat all of the editors and reporters. Because we were pretty confident. We ran a test run, and there's people that we don't know who they are that are beating us next time. We had like a few months practice, and we're not in the top 3. Another thing we want to shout out on the website is our Out and About H-Town. Right now there's 2 maps available on uhclthesignal.com. One of them is events to do in the Houston area this October, which was made by a new reporter, Elizabeth. And another map on the website is top 10 student-friendly coffee shops in the Houston area. So that's things in Friendswood, there's Clear Lake, there's Houston itself, and that was made by reporter Blake. And within a week, there's going to be another map online that has events to do in the Houston area this November. So if you want to plan that out ahead of time, go ahead to our website and check that out. So our last segment is PopCast Radar, where we're going to let you know some things that we've seen recently that we think everybody should be watching, or things that we're super looking forward to, songs, TV, music.
So something that I'm really looking forward to, this weekend, the new Halloween movie comes out. I'm pretty excited because I've always been a big fan of horror movies, and I've heard a lot of very, very positive buzz from film festivals about the film, and so I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Like I said, I've heard a lot of positive things, so that gets me pretty excited for the film, and that'll be coming out this weekend, which is awesome. So we've got that. A TV show I would suggest, we have the 3rd season of Daredevil coming out October 19th, which is really, really exciting as a longtime fan of the Netflix Marvel series. Everything started off with Daredevil Season 1, and I think that it's really incredible how
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really carried into everything, what with Jessica Jones coming next, and then Luke Cage, and then the Iron Fist, and then even Defenders kind of finally culminating as a result of all those different shows kind of coming together. So it's really exciting, I think.
Something else about that is this is Daredevil coming back after the Defenders.
Yeah.
And if you saw what happened in the Defenders, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
And if you are so eager and you just want to start watching Daredevils, there's plenty of online recaps that will let you know what happened in Defenders if you couldn't watch Danny Rand talk for too much.
Yep.
You can get short clips of it. What about you, Flor? Is there any TV shows, songs, or movies you're excited for?
Oh, I'm super excited for. I've really been wanting to see Bad Times at the El Royale. It just looks like a really interesting movie, and it just has like a bunch of awesome actors in it as well. And that's like one of the top movies I'm most looking forward to. I know it came out last week, but regardless, I want to go see it. I would also recommend going, if I don't know if it's still out or not, but the movie White Boy Rick. It was really interesting, and it was just I had really, really, really low expectations, and just oh my gosh, it surpassed that by
at Pandemic. We were looking for a movie to watch after we left, and as we were going through the movies, a stranger was like, "I don't want to listen in on your conversation, but y'all should go see White Boy Rick, but it's really good." And
yeah, for sure.
We had high expectations going in, and we were like, "Whoa, this is what everyone's been talking about."
I had a feeling that the movie would be really good. just based off of the trailer, and I really liked the way that the trailer presented the movie, and so that really drew me in, and I could tell, that you weren't as high up in expectations for that film as I was, so I was really relieved to know that you enjoyed it.
I didn't even see the trailer. Like, we just went to go see it, and I was like,
wow.
Matthew McConaughey's in this?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
I knew Matthew McConaughey was in it, and I was like, that's a safe bet. That's a safe bet to make.
Yeah. That movie's phenomenal. Maybe after that, go do something fun, because it's a heavy movie.
It definitely is.
That's the only thing, is like, at the end, since it's like kind of biopic in a way, just go do something fun after. I don't know what to say. Something that there's two things I want to shout out that I've watched or listened to recently. One is a really cool song. It's called Dance Like a Goat. I don't know if y'all seen it.
I've not. No.
It's capital. It's all capital. It's like dots, like greatest of all time. It's only it's less than 2 minutes. And I don't even know if it's a complete song, but it's like has a really good beat to it.
Nice.
Tessa Thompson's birthday. She was like teasing, hey, we should release this song, and she tagged Janelle Monáe, and like the next day you could only, I think, listen to the song through the tweet because I think the video is hidden on YouTube.
Wow.
And it's just a compilation of goats dancing and Tessa Thompson dancing. And when she's dancing, it's like her like offset of Men in Black. So she's wearing like the suit and she's in like some chill area just dancing. So you can tell it was like thrown together visually at the last minute, but the song's really fun. And then the TV show I want to recommend is Big Mouth. Season 2 came out, and it was crazy. If you've seen the first season, it's really cool. That one talks about like some of the physical aspects of puberty, and then in the second season, it's more like conceptual things like toxic masculinity. It talks about Planned Parenthood. It talks about a lot of other things that I don't want to spoil. And if you saw the first season and were like, how could they get more raunchy and crude? They just like the first season's nothing. Shout out to Badminton. When you see that, you'll know what that means. He's like, I'm not a good mitten, I'm a badminton. He's terrible. There's like a cigarette taped to him too. Alright, so these are the shows and movies and one song that we all suggest that you check out, and we're super excited. In the next episode, we should be able to follow up on some of these, because they'll be in theaters for a while, especially Halloween. Yeah. Thank you again, Flor and Miles, for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Don't forget to check us out at uhsalethesignal.com, the YouTube channel, and social media. Thank you for listening.